Hey everybody, Mark from Rams Up here. Thought I'd have a little fun video today. This one, I'm going to be looking at some Rams stats from the first 5 games. Rams more or less just passed the quarter pole of a 17-game season. And I thought it'd be a good time to do this. Some of these stats are going to make you feel pretty good. Some of them maybe make you feel a little ill. And full disclosure, I found a lot of these stats, some of these stats on social media, some I dug up myself. And as a reminder, please subscribe to this channel and like these videos, really appreciate it. So let's get into it. How about some offensive stats? How about this one? I think I saw this one on Twitter. Cooper Kupp has as many catches as Justin Fields has completions. That's the Chicago quarterback. 49. That's pretty crazy. Now, and on the one hand, Bears fans probably aren't very happy about that. As a Ram fan, I think it's kind of cool, but I'd probably rather maybe 10 of those catches were dispersed among some other receivers, but kudos to Cooper Kupp having a great year. Here's another one. Jake Gervais has as many career receptions as Tutu Atwell. That's a little sarcastic, a little mean perhaps, but I will have to say, it's very promising, Tutu Atwell having that big reception. And you know what my ideal scenario after the bye week, I'd like to see Kupp, Jefferson, and Tutu out there as our 3 receivers. Not necessarily every down, but I'd like to see that a lot. We still need to try to get Allen Robinson spun into this offense somehow, and Ben Skowronek, I've liked what he's done. But I'd like to see those 3 guys, Kupp, Jefferson, and Atwell. Jefferson and Atwell can both provide a vertical threat. Tutu, incredible speed. We're just not getting him the ball. So I'd like to see more of Tutu. Hey, here's another one. Tyler Higbee, of all people, is 6th in the league in receptions. He's tied with Travis Kelce. Who's ahead of him? How about this list? Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, and Hollywood Brown. That's a pretty impressive group of wide receivers to be behind when it comes to receptions, wouldn't you say? Tyler Higbee getting it done. Here's a stat that is kind of a bummer. Only one team has a worse rushing average per rush, yards per rush, than the Rams. The Rams are at 3.2. And this really surprised me that Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 3.1. And right behind the Rams is 3.3. Make you feel a little bit better. And I did the math on this. If you took away Brandon Powell's safety, remember Brandon Powell's safety, where he was pegged for 1 rush for a minus 11 yards. If you take that out of the equation, I did the math, Rams actually leapfrogged the Bengals. So that's kind of cool. But Brandon Powell, he probably checks that stats board every day and just shakes his head. Can't believe it. Matthew Stafford, how about this one? Matthew Stafford has been sacked 21 times, along with Matt Ryan, both of them getting hammered. And the Colts, I thought they had a great offensive line. They're really struggling. For comparison, the Chargers have allowed 5 sacks. How about that? 21-5. Crazy. Gives you an idea of how much the Rams' offensive line has struggled in pass protection. And this one's not going to make you feel good either. Again, this was on social media as well. On 3rd and 7 conversions on offense, trying to convert a 3rd and 7 or longer, 10.3% success rate. That's the 2nd worst in the league. Let's look at some defensive stats that you might find interesting. Just right off the top, Bobby Wagner and Ernest Jones are 1-2 in tackles on this team, 39 and 35 respectively. I think that's a good sign that your middle linebackers are making most of the tackles. I think when your safeties are leading the way, that can be a bad sign, and I've seen that on this team in the past. A stat that I'm not happy about, the Rams have 10 sacks. They have 2 sacks by their edge rushers, 2 by cornerbacks, that would be Jalen Ramsey and Kobe Durant, 2 by Bobby Wagner, and 4 by AD. Only 2 by the edge rushers. 0 by Leonard Floyd. Now, in their defense, the Rams' defense has been playing well without getting to the quarterback. And what did Cooper Rush make? 16 pass attempts, and we got to him once. That's actually not a bad rate. And I think this Rams philosophy has been maybe not necessarily getting to the quarterback at all costs. I'm not too worried about that. I'd like to see Leonard Floyd get off the mat, though, and get some sacks here real soon. The Rams are only giving up 106 yards on the ground per game. That's not bad, 11th in the league. 215 through the air, that's 13th, which combined puts them 13th in yards allowed per game. Not bad, especially when you consider how poorly their offense has been playing. You remember back in the day, during the Jeff Fisher days, the Rams defense was actually pretty good on some of those teams, but they were on the field just so much, and the stats ended up looking pretty bad. But when their offense is so pathetic, it's really puts a lot of stress on the defense. So this Rams defense is actually playing much better than 13th overall, in my opinion. Special teams, the Rams only have 3 fair catches on the year. Only 4 teams have fewer. That could mean a lot of different things. I'll let you take some guesses. I'm not going to get into that. It's not that interesting, to be honest with you. And the Rams are the Rams are 31st in net punting, 38.3. Not good. A couple other stats. The Rams are -5 on turnovers. Only 4 teams are worse. Eagles are +9, to give you an idea. Now, good defense creates turnovers. Bad offense creates turnovers. But the Rams have really just missed out on a lot of takeaways. And that could flip any day. And let's hope it does. That could be a big boost to this team. Just so many chances where the ball's been on the ground. The other team puts the ball on the ground and they recover it. We put the ball on the ground. No such luck. So that's a stat that, on the one hand, you don't want to be -5. But on the other hand, these teams that are +9, +10, those types of numbers, it's hard to sustain. And when those numbers come back to earth, so does the team. And the opposite is true for a team like the Rams. If they start evening up or going plus on the takeaways, they could get some W's real quickly here. And the last stat I'll share with you, the Rams are 10th in attendance. I always find that interesting, doing quite well at home as well. I know nobody cares. Nobody cares about football in LA. The Rams actually draw really well on the road too. So that's all I got for now. Just thought I'd share some stats with you. We'll be back Thursday morning with our podcast, our preview of the Rams-Panthers game, and have some good stuff coming your way. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.